Hey, good morning. Good morning. Let's see. I was playing with some settings. I like to have fun with technology. I am not the most tech savvy person, so it's always cool when I'm able to figure some things out. But that's what leadership is, right? We're supposed to figure it out. Speaking of which, I'll put my headphones in. There you go. Maybe you can hear me a little bit better now. It's Thursday, you guys. We have made it through almost through another week. And we are in March. Can you guys believe this? We are in March. Before we know it, we're going to be in 2025. So, with that being said, what are you doing this year different than last year? Think about some of the things. Think about your key performance indicators, right? Like, what are some of the things that have changed between this year, or I'm sorry, between last year and this year? How are you moving the needle forward? Are you working on your leadership skills? I hope so. We all need them. We all have to continue working on them. I always say I'm a student of life, which I am. I am a student for life. All right, so you guys, today in our Thought Leader Thursday, I thought I might have a guest today, but it doesn't look like it. But I am looking for guests. So if you are a leader anywhere, I know I always kind of gear towards my veterans, but if you're a leader, you don't have to be a veteran, but I would love to have you on. All you have to do is just reach out to me. You can email me at jodi@jodiwatkins.com. All right. That is the best way to get in touch with me. I would love to have you on every single Thursday at 9 a.m. That is my goal for this. So, unless life happens, because I know that happens sometimes. But as far as what's planned, this will be an ongoing thing because I enjoy it. I really enjoy talking about leadership just because it is something that we all need to continue working on. And we all are leaders, no matter where we are. We're a leader in our family, we're a leader with the people around us. You know, it's up to us to take initiative, fix the problems sometimes when we can, but also know that not every problem can be fixed. So that's when we have to learn how to shift and delegate and also grow the people around us, teach them what we know. So, anyway, thank you for showing up. I appreciate you being here. If you're watching this later, just make sure you tune in. I am going live at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's a great time for you to come on. I love to interact. So I would love to have some communication back and forth. All right. And like I said, if you'd like to be a guest, all I have to do is pop you on by sending you an invite. So easy peasy. So today we are going to talk about the transformative power of authentic leadership. All right. I talk about this a lot. I've started doing keynotes on this in corporations because of how important it is. So if you are in a corporation and you'd like someone to come in and talk about authentic leadership, healing from within, incorporating wellness programs into your corporation, anything like that, please reach out to me. I'd love to be of service. All right. We are going to emphasize the importance of healing from within and fostering a thriving team environment. All right. Today we're going to go over 7 key points. Are you ready? Number 1 is emotional intelligence. All right. Number 2 is self-awareness. And if you're not taking notes, you probably should. Okay. Number 3 is vulnerability. We've talked about that before, but we're going to talk about it a little bit more. I want to make sure I reiterate these things because they're so important. All right. Number 4, empowerment. Delegating. Okay. Those two kind of go hand in hand. Number 5 is communication. How do we communicate? Are we listening also, or are we just telling people what to do all the time? So communication is number 5. Number 6, this one is huge. I have some clients, we're working on this. I've had to work through this. Adaptability. How do you adapt? And number 7, just like I said before, being a student of life, student for life, is continuous learning. All right. Authentic leadership is about healing from within. One of the things that I talk about now is I had no idea for the longest, for literally my entire life, I had no idea how my past traumas were affecting me in my everyday life. So I had to begin the journey of being led to the right people who helped me work through those things. And the more I did that, the better I felt, but also the better of a person that I was able to be for other people around me. All right. So I always say it starts with me, it starts with you, right? It has to start right here. Because if we aren't willing to do the work, it's going to be very difficult to get further in life, right? I saw a quote this morning, and I'm going to pull it up. I usually don't get on my phone, you guys, but this one was really good, and I actually kept it. So it says, if you don't heal what hurt you, you will bleed on people who didn't cut you. I want you to think about that. All right. If you don't heal the things that have hurt you in the past, you will bleed on the people around you. Think about it, think about it, think about it. What are some things that you need to begin facing in life? You know, we have to start turning the mirror around. What are we doing? If things are falling apart around us, what are we doing? All right. So it looks like I just had somebody pop on. Hey, good morning. I just want to make sure I go back through. So here are the 7 key points that we're going to go over today. I'm going to make this short, sweet, to the point. Emotional intelligence, self-awareness, vulnerability, empowerment, communication, adaptability, and continuous learning. All right. So let's talk about emotional intelligence. What does that look like for you? All right. And I'd love for you to also join my community. If you go to my link tree, it's linktree/Jodi Watkins. You can join my free community. I have a leadership group in there as well. I'm going to start putting these videos in there so we can have discussions on them as well. But, what is emotional intelligence? That's a really good question for the discussions. Good leaders have to have a high emotional intelligence. We have to be able to understand and empathize with our team members, with our clients, with everybody around us, with our kids, right? For parents. By fostering emotional intelligence with ourselves and with those around us, we can create a supportive and inclusive environment where people around us feel valued and understood. So I want you to think about the people around you. Do they make you feel valued? Do they make you feel good about being there? If not, why? That's the question. All right. And is there anything that you can do about it? Number 2, self awareness, turning the mirror around. Authentic leadership begins with self awareness. We have to be self aware. The reason I'm going through all these therapies that I'm going through is to have more self awareness, because there's things that are deep inside of me that I don't even know exist. So if I'm not willing to do the hard stuff and learn and become more self aware, I am not going to be able to get where I'm meant to be. And I know that I'm not going to be the best version of myself around the people, or the people around me get to see, right? So self awareness. Leaders who are in tune with their values, their strengths, and their weaknesses. That's also part of it, right? Can lead with integrity and transparency. You inspire trust and respect amongst the people around you. So, don't be the leader who thinks they have to know everything. I used to think that. I used to think that I had to know everything, And if I didn't know something, I was like, oh, if they're going to look down on me, all these negative thoughts that I had. But in reality, when I didn't know something and I leaned on another team member, that actually empowered them and made them feel good about themselves. So sometimes we need to move out of our own way and allow others around us to be able to thrive. That's okay. We don't have to know everything, right? Number three, vulnerability. We have to embrace vulnerability. We have to create space for genuine connections and collaboration with the people around us, right? This is not a competition. Life is not a competition. You're only in competition with yourself, not the people around you. Each individual has individual traits that can help one another if we learn how to foster them, all right? So think about that. We have to be vulnerable. We have to be open to sharing our own struggles, our challenges. We have to encourage others to do the same. That helps everybody feel supported. You guys, look, when I first started opening up about the things that I was dealing with on the mental health side, I had no idea the impact that I could have doing that. I was just sharing the journey, the good, the bad, the ugly, and different. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I'm happy, sometimes, this is life, right? It's this. But what do we normally do? We normally just put on this smile, everything's great, but internally we're falling apart, right? But what if we were able to pull that together and share it? When people contact me for speaking now, I send them the video on my YouTube channel. If you go to my YouTube channel, Jodi Watkins Inspires, you will see it's the first video that pops up. And it's me sharing my story. That's what I give them. I am not trying to be anything other than who I am. I've been through some things. And that's how I get to relate to some of these leaders who don't think that they can share their journey. And I love being able to encourage them to do so. Because what that does is it helps everyone take their guard down, right? Because if I'm walking around like I know everything, my life is all put together. If I'm walking around like that, people are going to have a guard up against me. And they've done that. Like that's happened because of me. So it started with me. I had to begin changing. And then everything around me, the people around me began to change too. That's a good thing. Empowerment. Empowerment is big. We should want the people around us to win too. We want to empower them with tools to help them thrive. But what happens is we get these tools and then we just cling on to them and we don't want to share them with anyone else because, in all reality, we are afraid that they're going to do better than us. But a leader should want the followers to do better than them. That's what a leader is. I don't want to be the only one that knows what I know about nutrition and health and wellness. I don't want to be that. I want to empower other people. So I educate them. I give them, facts and studies and things that can really keep them going for the rest of their lives. When I was in the gym as a personal trainer, I would do the same. I would teach people how to use the machines. I would teach them, why certain things work so great versus things that are so, are good. I would teach them proper form because I want them to learn. I would test them. I would challenge them. And I wanted them to learn and grow and get better, right? So we have to be empowering the people around us, right? We have to provide opportunities for growth, autonomy, and recognition. If we do that, we have a sense of purpose and fulfillment with our team members. Okay, so if you happen to come and join us at Convene Communities, you're going to see that's what we are all about. All right, we are all about empowering other people. We want to see everyone thrive. The founder of Convene Community says, I want you to take ownership of this platform. He's allowed me to do that, right? Like he's created this thing that we can franchise out and we can build and we can make our own. Okay. So that's what a leader is. That's exactly what a leader is. Communication. This is huge, and it really goes without explaining, right? Without communication, people are left to assume. And I always tell people, because of my past traumas and the things that I've been around, if you leave me to assume, I am probably going to assume incorrectly. So when people stop talking to me or they just kind of ice me or whatever, I'm just going to assume whatever, right? Now, what they could do if they were truly the bigger person is they could communicate with me and say, hey, this is what's going on. I need, to do this and this. And, I'm just going to go my separate ways for right now. Great. Now I don't have to assume. Communication is key, right? In any relationship, not just our personal relationships, but especially in our business relationships and in our team relationships. How can I be a leader of a team if I'm not willing to communicate with my team? They have to know what's going on. I can't just keep it to myself. That's great that I know what's going on. But if I really want my team to be involved, they have to know what's going on too. I have to be able to communicate that, and I have to be able to communicate it effectively as well. Communication also involves listening. Do you listen to your team members? Do you really listen to them? Or do you listen to them with your own agenda? Because here's the thing, every person has something amazing to bring to the table. You have to listen to them. You have to shift with them. You have to understand that they are growing too. So you have to support that growth. And you have to understand also that they are being provided with a purpose that maybe you can't see. So that is, you have to come together and you have to communicate. You have to be able to listen, but you also have to be able to communicate effectively and get everybody on board. Okay? Authentic leaders communicate openly, honestly, empathetically, and they ensure that everyone feels heard and validated. Um, Matthew Curran of Convene Communities, founder of Convene Communities, he always says everyone needs to be seen, heard, and validated. That's leadership 101, you guys. Your people want to be seen, heard, and validated too. So that's why I don't desire to do a whole lot on social media. Because on social media, people just kind of check out the highlight reel. That's not being seen, heard, and validated. Being included is being seen, heard, and validated. So give them a place that they can feel included. This is not the Jodi Show. I'm on here because no one's joined me yet. But this is not the Jodi Show. I am literally here to provide tools to help other people. That's what I desire to do. All right, so think about that. Adaptability, this one's huge. I struggled with it for many years. Actually, one of my clients, we talk about this as well. Shifting, being flexible, planning with flexibility, understanding. I have a good friend, Dr. Erica Bush, she says, life is gonna life. That is so true, okay? We have to be adaptable. That is one thing I will say, probably a strength that I gained from being in the military. We had to adapt to any situation. I didn't always know what I was going to be walking into. Sometimes I didn't know anything, right? On deployments, I didn't know, what was going to be going on that day until I got there. So I have to be able to adapt. I have to be able to pull my team together. I have to be able to delegate. I have to be able to communicate. And then we go and we get it done. But if I'm over here complaining and shutting down because, oh my God, this did not go to plan, guess what my team's going to do? They're going to shut down too. So we don't want that. So we have to adapt and overcome. Okay. In today's world, things are ever changing. We know this. All right. So we have to be adaptable. Authentic leaders embrace change with resilience and flexibility. They inspire confidence and motivation amongst the people around them to navigate challenges and seize the right opportunities, right? Because we can't just seize every opportunity. There's too many out there, right? But that's why I say I keep myself right now around 2 people for the most part. I got a couple of personal friendships too, but as far as business is concerned, 2 people, Matthew Curran and Denise Armstrong. And if you see me with anyone else, it's because one of them connected me to them. Okay. And then if I meet other people on the outside, guess where I always bring them? To one of the 2 places. And I even got to bring Denise to Convene Communities. So now I get to dwell all in one place with these people who are doing great things together. And we are a team. And we get to help each other. And we get to collaborate. And it's beautiful. All right. Continuous learning. I don't even know if I have to say anything else on that. Right. Who has a profession where you have to take continuous education credits, right? Like I do. Like real estate involves them, personal training involves them, nutrition coaching involves them. All right, so I have to take continuous education for those areas. But I also say I'm a student for life. Like I had learned from other people, right? I'm always learning, I'm always listening, and I'm shifting and I'm adapting and I'm being flexible and I'm observing and I get around the right people who teach me things. That's what we have to do. We have to be students of life for life. All right? Don't get comfortable because life is going to keep going with or without you. All right? So I've been on here a little bit longer than normal, but I hope that these helped you out. I hope you took some notes. If you would like to call me in and have another discussion, please do so. Like I said, you can email me at jodi@jodiwatkins.com. That's the best way to get in touch with me. Other than that, I hope you have an amazing day. And just remember, authentic leadership is where it's at. We have to heal from within so that we can be better for ourselves and those around us. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next week. Hopefully, somebody joins me. But no matter what, I actually told somebody at the gym this morning if I waited on everybody else to join me, I wouldn't be anywhere in life. So I'm going to keep doing this. All right. But I hope that you have enjoyed the videos so far. If you'd like to connect further, please reach out. Other than that, have a blessed day.